Hey, what's up guys? BJ Dell back with a new storytime video. Today's video all about the time that I was chased out of an Asian massage parlor. That's right, it really happened. If you want to find out what really went down and all the details, keep watching. Alright guys, so today's story time, like I said, I was chased out of an Asian massage parlor. I promise it's not as dirty as it sounds. It is entertaining though, and it is funny, so keep listening and watch me draw. So, to give you a little background information, why I was at a massage parlor in the first place. Years ago, I was in a pretty bad car wreck. I was driving home from the grocery store, turning left into our subdivision, but there was oncoming traffic, so I was stopped probably for about 15-20 seconds waiting for the oncoming traffic to pass, while a gentleman behind me who was 80 years old was driving an E350 conversion van, like one of the big shuttle buses. And there was a police officer that had pulled over another motorist further back down the road where we had just come from. This 80-year-old gentleman was paying attention to his rear view and was watching what the cop was doing back there with the other motorist, rather than paying attention to what was going on directly in front of his face. Because he did not see me stop there, even though I had been stopped, did not see me, did not hit his brakes, nothing. Rear-ended me going 40 miles an hour. Needless to say, my back was pretty jacked up. I was in physical therapy 3 times a week for 6 months just to get back to somewhat normal. And then ever since then, I've had flare-ups. My back will never be the same. I know that. And, from time to time, I have these flare-ups and it gets bad and just kind of have to deal with it. I've done chiropractors in the past after the physical therapy and had some luck. Chiropractors, I love like the physical manipulation to, be manhandled, like twisted, turned, pulled to be put back into place. There's some chiropractors that do that. The last chiropractor that I went to, they actually used like this gun tool that shoots this little, almost like a ball peen hammer out of the barrel, and they pull the trigger, it fires out, and they basically go down the spine and just hit the vertebrae that need adjusted. And I found that did absolutely nothing for me. Plus, with chiropractors, no matter which ones you go to, usually it's, a weeks or months regiment of visits to get everything back in place. And this story time video is about a time when my back flared up last year and I was in so much pain I didn't have the time to invest in the weeks or months to get it back to normal. I just wanted that like immediate relief, and I'd never tried a massage before to see if that would work. So I decided this day it was so bad I just wanted to try a massage just to see if it would make me feel any better. So went ahead and hopped in the car, drove around to a few places in town. I didn't call ahead of time, just stopped in to, hopefully get a walk-in appointment that day. And we live in a small town in Northwest Ohio, so we don't have a ton of massage places here. I think maybe like 6 or 7 at most. And a lot of them, do other things. They're like the more day spas plus the massage and kind of, higher class, higher end stuff. And everybody was booked. Nobody had any walk-ins available the day that I went. And, a few places offered to set up an appointment later that week or possibly the next week. But like I said, I was in a lot of pain this day and just wanted that immediate relief. So I went ahead and went to the bottom of my list. The last one that was left was the Asian massage parlor here in town. And I'm sure you guys know the negative connotations and the jokes and everything that go with Asian massage parlors. That's why I didn't necessarily want to go there, but I was in so much pain. It was the last resort. I thought, okay, let's at least stop there and see if they have an opening. So I pulled in, and right off the bat, there were no other cars in the parking lot, which at the time I thought was good because, hey, I can get in right away then. If there's no other cars, there's no other customers here. But then again, looking back, that also means that there were no customers there, which doesn't really speak too highly of the business when every single other massage place in town was booked solid and I couldn't get in, and they didn't have a single customer there. That kind of should have been a red flag at the time, but I didn't really care. I wanted some relief, and that's what I went in for. So get into the massage parlor, and it was greeted by this older, she's probably in her 60s, Asian lady, and explained that I was there for a massage, and she asked me if I wanted the half an hour or an hour, and I told her half an hour. For me, I don't think I could stand laying there for an hour. I have to be doing something, and I would get so bored. It would drive me nuts laying there for a whole hour. Plus, I thought too, if it's not going to knock it out in a half, I don't think adding that extra 30 minutes is really going to get it there. So might as well just do the half an hour. And she told me it was $30 for the half an hour, and she could get me in right away, and then had me pay the $30, ran my credit card for that, and that was it. At the time too, I thought it was really weird, and maybe you guys can leave comments if you know, if you've had experiences in massage parlors before. I'm used to, I guess, the service industry, like something like this, equating it to like getting your hair cut. So you go in, you sit down to get your hair cut. The barber or stylist cuts your hair, takes you up front to the register, you pay them, you tip them, everything else after it's done. And having her, have me pay ahead of time, I don't know if that's customary in, the massage industry or not. I thought it was really kind of weird at the time. But I went ahead and did it, paid with my credit card. She walked me back into the room and gave me a towel and told me to take off my clothes and she would be back. And that's when I stopped her and told her I did not need to take off my pants or anything else. I did not want a full body massage. I just wanted my shoulders, my upper shoulders, and my neck done. That's all I needed. I wasn't sure. Her English sounded a little bit broken, so, kind of pointed and did some pantomime gestures of, okay, up here, and pointed to my shoulders and my neck, just up here, and then pointed to my back and my lower back. I said, no, not down here, no, and shook my head and repointed to my shoulders. So I thought she understands. She's kind of confused of why do you want just that, but okay, she said, okay, I'll leave you and I'll be back. So she left the room. And I proceeded to take off my shirt. And that's when I saw a sign on the wall in front of me that basically said that this establishment does not practice happy endings, which I thought was humorous at the time. Also a little bit unprofessional just to, put it on Front Street on the wall there. But at the same time, I don't know if they've had problems before, since there is kind of that stigma and that ongoing joke with Asian massage parlors in general, that if they have to put it on the wall so that people don't ask and there's not some weird, awkward conversation. Maybe they've had problems in the past that, people have done that. But at the same time, I thought too, okay, is this something like, a head shop, to where you walk into a head shop for like a pipe or something, and they know what you're there for, you know what you're there for, but yet these are quote unquote tobacco pipes, wink, wink. So is that the same thing here? Is this the tobacco pipe of the massage world? I don't know. I don't know if it was like a wink, wink gesture at the clients, but I thought it could go either way. Either they've had a problem with it before, or this is their way of like getting around it, in case, anybody stops in, the authorities or whatnot. But anyways, I thought it was funny. I laughed. I took a picture of the sign, and that was it. She came back in and told me to lay down. So she started to do the massage. And once again, so I laid down, told her just neck, just shoulders, no back, no lower back. And the first 15 minutes, she focused on my shoulders and my neck. And for the remaining 15 minutes, she did my middle back and my lower back like I requested her not to, at least 2 or 3 times. Usually, I'm one to speak up and to say something. I did not in this case, just because, like I said, I didn't know if there was a language barrier there, especially since I was paying for time, since the timer was running down. If I stop her, number one, if it's rude, number two, if the timer's running down and I'm paying, is this going to cut into my time? Are we going to get into this long, drawn-out conversation of her not understanding me not understanding her? So I just went ahead and kind of let it slide. And she finished up the massage, and that was it. She left me to put on my shirt and walked out into the front waiting room. So I went ahead, threw on my shirt, came back out into the front waiting room. And this is where the story kind of takes a turn. So once again, first time at a massage place. I don't know what's customary in the massage world to tip. My only frame of reference for massages is listening to Kevin Smith's podcast. He talks all the time about getting massages, and he goes baller and tips 100% because he's Kevin Smith and he makes their day, and they're just so surprised about this 100% tip. Well, I'm not tipping 100%, especially when she didn't follow along with any other requests I made. She did exactly the opposite. So, frame of reference wise, kind of went with the restaurant industry. Like it used to be like 15% was kind of customary. Now it's kind of moved towards like 20% or higher if, you're really happy with your service. And for me personally, I was not happy with my service because she did not follow my instructions at all. And I was really clear, despite, the possible language barrier. There's no way that she could have misconstrued what I told her to begin with. So I think I had at the time, a 5 and a 10 and maybe a couple ones on me. So I just went ahead and gave her the 5. I was like, okay, this is, it's more than the 15% because the 15% would have been $450. It's less than the 20%, which had been $6. It's a little bit, in the middle-ish. $5 on a $30 massage seems okay. So went ahead and got in my wallet and handed her the $5. And she looked at me and she said, huh? And I wasn't sure at the time, like immediately then, what the meant. My mind started racing and I thought, okay, so this is kind of the lower end massage place here in town. Do they usually clientele wise have like all these cheapskates coming in that don't want to pay for, the spa prices? So they usually don't tip when they come in. Are they just not used to getting tips? Do they not know what tips are? Maybe did she forget that she charged me at the beginning for the $30 and she thinks I'm now trying to pay her the $5 instead of the $30 for the massage? I was confused at what the meant, but I found out immediately after my mind stopped racing because she spoke up and said that, no, you do not pay me $5. $5 is not enough. I worked hard for my money. I worked hard for you for half an hour. You have to pay me at least another $10 more, if not more. Okay, so I've talked about before, coming from the world of retail, coming from the world of customer service. Never done the service industry, but you don't talk to customers that way, especially service industry. There's so many stories in the news of waitresses that have made rude comments and then the customers heard and they put them on blast on social media, or the waitress gets stiffed and she goes on social media and puts the customer on blast. Customer reads it, goes to corporate, waitress gets fired, et cetera, et cetera. And just for this lady to straight to my face tell me that $5 is not enough of a tip, you need to pay me more. And I said, well, I just told her $5 is all I have. And she responded with, well, you're going to pay me more. You're not leaving until you do. And which I then told her, well, I don't have any more money, so you're out of luck. And then she responded with, well, I know you have your credit card because you paid with credit card. So I'll take you over to the credit card machine and you can pay me more money with your credit card. Now, by this time, like I said before, usually I'm pretty blunt. I didn't speak up during the massage because, I explained that earlier. But anybody that knows me in real life will tell you I am pretty outspoken when it comes to any interactions like this, any interactions that I have with anybody. I don't usually hold back and make my feelings pretty well known. And it was really hard for me to hold back here, and which is why I didn't, because I was so upset by this time. So, I told her basically, in not so few words or nice words, that basically the $5 was all she was getting. If she wasn't happy with the $5, I would take the $5 back and she could just make the $30 from the massage. If she wanted the $5, she could keep it and be happy with it and shut her mouth, or else she wasn't getting anything. So she then went and pointed again to the credit card machine, which is when I decided I'm leaving. I said, you can have the $5. That's all you're getting. I will never come back here. Walked out of the door, which is when she chased me out of the building, yelling and cussing at me in Chinese, shaking her fist, and then, splitting in English with, no, you pay me more money, and yelling at me in Chinese, and then telling me to give her more money in English. And then as I was getting closer to my car, she ran back to the building, to the door, started screaming inside and pointing towards me outside. So obviously there was other people in the building. For me, I don't know what she was yelling, since she was yelling in Chinese. I don't know what she was telling them. Obviously she was making a scene, and, for anybody being inside that building and hearing this, I don't know what she was telling them, but they would just immediately think that, somebody was in there trying to assault her or to rob her or something like that. So I got in my car and booked it because I didn't know what was going to come out of there. I didn't know if dudes with guns were going to come out or exactly what. But like I said, after that, she followed me and started running after my car in the parking lot. And I dipped out and I was gone, never to return. So that is my being chased out of an Asian massage parlor story. But it does not end there. There's more. Last week in the news, hot on the heels of the Kraft Patriots owner sting at the massage parlor, it was in our local paper that massage parlor that I was at was actually just raided by federal authorities, and the owners and operators were facing charges of prostitution, of human trafficking, and of drug trafficking. So yeah, it was one of those seedy Asian massage parlors. That sign on the wall probably meant that they did provide extra services. Also is why she was not happy with the $35 that she got from me, because I'm sure they got a lot more when guys came in for a half hour or an hour. I'm sure they were probably used to getting in the hundreds or whatever they charged when the Johns came in. Unfortunately for me, I was just there for a massage. That's all I wanted. And I got a bad one at that. Like, really? So now, of course, my mind races to the federal authorities. The cops are in there. I paid with a credit card. Am I going to get a call here in the next few weeks? Am I going to get a knock at my door from the police, from the FBI, wanting to talk to me about my credit card usage at the Asian massage parlor? Granted, it'll show that I paid $30. So hopefully they'll be able to tell that I was there for a massage and not something, seedy. If I have to explain it to them, I'm not going to say a word. I'm just going to provide them with the link to this YouTube video and request that they watch it, and also to click that like button and to subscribe. That's my story, guys. Thanks for watching. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. If you haven't yet, make sure you click that like and subscribe button and turn on the notification bell to get alerted when I post new videos. Keep talking about it. Want to see you guys join the Keep Creating group over on Facebook. Got a group to share everything that you're doing art related. Keep Creating, a learn, draw, share art community. I'll put the link in the description down below. Hop on over and join. As for me, I can be found online, bjdell.com, as well as on Instagram and Twitter at bjdell. So until next time, keep creating.